When we hear the term financial freedom, what is it that goes through your mind? Is it something sleazy? You see somebody standing on a stage trying to sell you the idea that you can be financially free in a very short period of time, maybe a year, 6 months, and you think to yourself, that can't be real, and it certainly couldn't be me. Or do you see it as something that you aspire to, that you get excited and you get caught up in the emotion? See, most of us would want to be financially free. It doesn't mean to say that we want to be mega rich, that we want to be portraying those sort of people that we perceive as mega rich and perhaps don't do the right thing by people, who maybe do people out of what's rightfully theirs, or they're backhanded. We don't want to be that sort of person, I'm sure. But we would like to be able to pay the bills. We would like to have happiness. And we know happiness is not tied to money. We know that money doesn't buy happiness. And I can tell you that from personal experience. In fact, the happiest times in my life is when I've had very little money, but I've had the right things in my life. I've had somebody to love. I've had somebody, and I felt secure in that environment. But it wasn't necessarily about having lots of money. And yet, money in itself will help us achieve happiness by not worrying about paying the bills, by not having to think about, do we have enough to go on that holiday? Or perhaps it's about, if a disaster strikes, that we're able to cope with it. We have enough money in the bank to be able to fix the leaky toilet, the burst mains in our house, maybe during winter, or whatever it is, that we feel secure. And that, to me, essentially is what financial freedom is. There is a technical term that I would use to be financially free, and I'll cover that in another video. But here I just want to really lay down the feeling that you can be financially free. It's not going to be happening overnight. It is going to take some time, but with the right plan, you can achieve it. What I believe stops you and I becoming financially free, it's not that we don't have enough money. Clearly, once you reach financial freedom, your money worries are supposedly over. And yet, a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you've got everything sorted. I've had at stages in my life money and I've been financially secure, and then things happen and something goes wrong. If money was the solution to all of our problems, then why is it that lottery winners often end up broke? What really stops us from becoming financially free, I believe, and you can see I'm looking at some notes here, the change has to be within ourselves. But the good news is you and I can change our habits and help us on that road to financial freedom. And there are 3 stages, I believe, towards financial freedoms. One is conserve costs. In other words, bring your costs down to the absolute minimum that you can get by on. And we'll cover that in some other videos, and how you do that, and how you find out what those costs are, and where those hidden pots of money are. Because by conserving our costs and bringing our costs down, we then have money to invest and build our asset base. The second phase is to cover all of our costs with our asset base, whether that be in property or whether it be in stocks, shares, bonds, whatever way that you choose to do that. We cover our costs, and that's our minimal costs. And therefore, we have less concern about having to earn day to day, and we cover those costs. And then the third part is we exceed those costs. And the more that we exceed those costs, and when I say exceeds those costs, in other words, we have a surplus over and above what we're earning, then we are able to build our asset base much faster. And the faster that we're able to build that asset base and be reliant on income coming in day to day, month to month, week to week, then the more financially we become secure. And then, and only then, can we start to indulge ourselves in some of those things that we think are about being financially free. It's about having the nicer car, but we hold off. We hold off our instant gratification until we actually achieve that very secure place of having great excessive income derived from our assets. I heard an interesting quote recently that kind of sums this up. The rich live like they're poor, and the poor live like they're rich. Now we'll cover much more of these in other videos, but if you like the content that you've heard so far, please do me a favor. Please subscribe to this channel, hit the like and the notification banner and the notification bell so that you can be notified when I post more of these videos. It all helps with the algorithm and helps this channel become successful and provide this content for you on a free basis. Thanks for your support, and I would love to hear your comments in the bit below. Please add them there and let's have a discussion, and let's start that discussion now. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching, and please like and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified of future videos.